Hi, Bruno Jr. here. Our podcast, Busting Addiction and Smiths, is sponsored by SafeHouseRehab.com. SafeHouse believes that traditional treatments fall short of the needs of clients who face the modern problems of addiction. Modern problems need modern solutions. Multiple addictions, multiple relapses, multiple triggers, and cheaper and more powerful street drugs set up unprecedented challenges facing treatment centers. What is needed is a more sophisticated approach, a better way forward. There are 3 reasons to choose our progressive modern treatment program. 1, a more sophisticated intake process. 2, technology proven to enhance recovery. And 3, the most robust aftercare program in our sector. To learn more, visit us at SafeHouseRehab.com.
Hi, it's Tony here, and I have Bruno with me. A very frequent question which comes up is, what are the odds of long-term success?
Excellent. Thank you, Tony. We get asked that a lot, and there's a couple of different ways to answer that. One is, the whole point of treatment, and this is in the treatment context, is to get you going on a lifelong journey of sobriety. So if you think that treatment is going to cure anybody, you are sadly mistaken, because it's only the beginning. So what we try to do is to get you to do a U-turn on your thinking and your behavior and set you up for long-term sobriety. What happens is this. Let's say that somebody goes to our treatment program and they're kind of working the things that they got to do, and I'll talk about that in a minute, and 5 years later they relapse. Okay, so whose fault is that, right? We did all the right things, we gave you all the tools, but then you went off and decided maybe you should drink. So the whole point that we make in our aftercare program is we're going to give you all the tools you need to own your own recovery. Unless you completely surrender to and own your own recovery and do the things you're supposed to do, which is, it's probably based on a 12-step program, go to your meetings, find a sponsor, read the literature, pray and meditate every day. You know, the time that you're going to invest doing this is 1/10 of the time that you invested in doing drugs and drinking at the bar or at home. So the ROI, the return on investment, is a lifetime of sobriety. In the early going, it's all about just staying sober. What you'll find as you go is that it liberates you to have a productive, creative, joyful kind of life. Once you get there, you might start taking it for granted. And that's where complacency sets in, and you go, oh, I can do this. The minute you think you have control is the beginning of the end. My own counselor told me that years ago that, you know, you start relapsing in your head a long time before you pick up that drink. So if you own your own recovery and do what you're asked to do, especially with respect to calling your sponsor and going to meetings, unless you do those things, you are on thin ice, and you'll break through one of these days. So the odds of success, oddly enough, are totally dependent on what you do.
Because quite often I do hear, I hate asking you this because I hate receiving this question myself, is how do you feel percentage-wise about how the success rate is?
Okay, this is very good. Here's a percentage-wise question. This is how I figured out how to answer it. Let's say a kid graduates from high school, okay? And the average percentage of college graduates, at least in the U.S., who have completed high school is about 30%. Does that mean that when that kid graduates from high school, he only has a 30% chance of finishing college? No. If that kid commits himself to studying and doing all the things without some disaster happening, his odds of graduating from college are 99.9%. That's how you answer the question. Our podcast is sponsored by SafeHouseRehab.com, a modern approach to recovery. To learn more, visit us at SafeHouseRehab.com.